It finally happened to me. I never thought it would. I never thought I would meet a girl like this in all 48 years, and yet it just happened. I've read about it on the internet. I've seen social media posts and videos about women like this, but I've never ever experienced this myself. And it is that one message that you get from a girl that, again, I just got it last week, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the girl in the long version of this video that you have to watch on YouTube, because I never thought that this girl would actually ever think that she would be in a position to send this message. But as always, I met her actually on Facebook, and we started talking, and as I always do, within probably the first day of the conversation, I say, hey, listen, let's continue this conversation over a cup of coffee. Pretty smooth transition. Always have to do coffee because your budget should always be no more than $10, or here in Thailand about 150 baht, which is $5. Never dinner. Never go anything outside of your essential neighborhood. So I asked her out. And her reply was, oh, I don't do coffee. I can have coffee at home. Now, I know how retarded that is, but essentially it's her way of saying, I don't do coffee. You got to do better than that. And that's when you normally leave, which I was going to do until I received the next message. And here it is. This girl, which again, just a bit above average, and I'll talk about it in just a second, believes that a man should do what you call it, a basic date. This is a basic date for her, where she needs to be flown out, have a helicopter ride into a shopping spree, and that is just the beginning. Now, I know we all had a good laugh, but this is essentially how a lot of women are nowadays. By the way, it really doesn't matter if you think about it, whether she's asking for a helicopter ride or a dinner. It doesn't really matter. She's essentially charging you for her time, right? You have to compensate her for her time, and there's a word for that, and you should stay away from women like that unless you're in a red light district, and then it is much more honest and cheaper. Now, why would a girl have this impression that a man would actually spend, I don't know, $10,000 on a first date with her? Now, there are two reasons. One is that some sucker or suckers have done that before, which again is amazing, because if you want to just have sex with a pretty girl that you see, there are places where you can do it much cheaper, especially here in Thailand. But there are some suckers who have done that. Now, I gotta tell you, this girl is not good looking enough, I think, for that type of treatment, because usually it's the Playboy models that would have this kind of attention and money spent on them by still very much pathetic losers who are just happen to be rich. And the second one, and this is, I think, more likely in this case, is that's because she saw this on social media. She thinks that if she puts this humongous price tag on her, she will have the same thing happen to her that would happen to a Victoria's Secret model. And why is that? Well, that's where it all comes down back to men. A lot of men, we call them simps, or as I call them, species formerly known as men, make these women feel like they're Victoria's Secret models, and that's why they believe that they can actually get the treatment that Victoria's Secret models get. Now, if you're a Victoria's Secret model watching this video, you know that you probably shouldn't accept that type of a date if you actually want a good man, unless you are a prostitute. And that's your decision, and congratulations, you're actually a high-profile, expensive prostitute. Good for you. Now, if you're a girl who just wants a good man, obviously you want to stay away from men who are throwing any type of money at you just to get your attention and time. Any man who spends more than a few dollars on the first couple of hours of interaction with a woman he just met, essentially is telling you is that I have so little to offer. just pretty much nothing. Not my personality, not my decision making, not my education, not my sense of humor, none of that. So all I got is whatever I got in my wallet, and some guys have more than others, and my mouth that and my keyboard that I can just spit compliments at you, and that's how I'm gonna hope that you like me. So don't do that, gentlemen. And if you're a woman watching, please, if you're looking for a husband, that's unlikely to be your man. But the balls on this girl. And now let me tell you, I cannot show you guys a picture of her because here in Thailand we have, pretty strict privacy laws. Plus she is Thai, and I have a policy of just not being rude to Thai people, with the exception of very few situations when I have to. But in this case, I can just describe her to you. Now, she is a black Thai girl, and don't shoot the messenger. But there are very few people here in Thailand, foreigners or Thai men, who are interested in ever having a serious relationship with a black girl. I feel like I'm not blowing anyone's minds. Honestly, even when I was in Africa earlier this year, I didn't feel like a lot of men there wanted the black women in Africa even. But again, don't shoot the messenger, this is just a reality. But specifically here in Thailand, black women are not exactly what most men prefer. I think there's like maybe 5 of us who actually do prefer black women over any other girl. When I was in America for the last 15 years, I only dated black women, just in case if you don't know. So to me, I was very much interested. Now, I do have to say that even for a guy who loves black women and finds them more attractive most of the time than other women, I would give this girl about a 7. 7.5 on a good day, or my bad day. So not exactly a Victoria's Secret model. So that's why I never really expected her to have this type of an expectation. Now, is it possible that there's some simp somewhere in Thailand or neighboring countries or even in Europe that for some reason just got really smitten by her and paid her all of that money to fly her out? Possible. The levels to which men, again, species formerly known as men, have stooped down to keep surprising me on a daily basis, honestly. And that's why we had to create a new word for them, right? Simp. So that is possible. But most likely, all these videos of women telling other women, and sometimes just friends, female friends telling each other how, you should ask for this. You should ask for the trip or a helicopter ride or shopping spree because, Kim Kardashian gets it all the time, and this is the video game that we now live in. And I just made another video about how most women look at dating as a video game, not really a way to get a husband or a boyfriend or good men in their lives. So it is a video game, and women are just trying to get points, and each dollar is 1 point. So that's just how it goes. Make sure you never play in those stupid games, because play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And as most of you guys know, that nowadays there are pretty much no prizes. But I gotta tell you, I never thought there would be a day that I would get a message, just serious message from a girl. Now, I have had coffee dates declined, even here in Thailand, because the girl thinks that she deserves a dinner. And that's fine, that's when you run away. Most guys don't, that's why these girls demand this almost. And that's on us, that's on men, that's on you guys, the guys who do it. But I gotta tell you, I was... I used to get kind of like, I don't want to say angry, but frustrated. It's like, what do you mean this girl who is a 7 is asking for treatment of a Victoria's Secret model? That makes no sense. What do you mean? Now that I build my life as a single guy who doesn't really need a girlfriend or wife anymore, my life is amazing with or without a woman in it. I just laugh it off. And at first I just laughed it off, but I was like, I gotta share this. I gotta share this on my channel because this is absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. So that happened. It might happen to you. And again, remember, it doesn't matter whether she's asking for a helicopter ride and a shopping spree or just dinner. A hooker is a hooker is a hooker. If a woman is asking for you to compensate her for her presence, you better be at the red light district. If you're a single guy and you're still dating, well, let me help you out when it comes to analyzing dating profiles. All you have to do is take snapshots of a dating profile of a girl you're interested in and upload it into this ChatGPT app called the Dating Profile Analyzer. It is free and it will give you all the green, yellow, and most importantly, red flags about that profile. You're welcome.